Alright, guys, so for today's topic, what I'm going to be discussing is how often should you purchase silver? And, this is something that I don't know, it's something that I kind of want to discuss for a little bit, but I didn't really know how to word it, and I finally thought of today, how exactly I could, what kind of a good title I could give it. And, I have covered it in a few videos before a little bit, but never given it its own video to, really discuss it in. Now, if if you do watch a few of my videos here and there, but you haven't seen my new one, then you might notice a new bullion here, and these are actually a couple of Philharmonics that just came in the mail today. It is the 2009 and the 2015, I think I got. I know I also, oh no, it's the 2008 and 2015, I'm sorry, because I also ordered the 2009, 2016, but those are still on their way here. These ones came like way earlier than they're supposed to, which was pretty cool. You notice I took this stuff out of its cases to put these in because I ordered these things really cheap, and so they didn't even come in snaps. And I'm probably gonna order a tube from them. I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly yet. I do want to get a tube for these things though. They're not worth too much yet, but I want to keep them safe for 20 years down the line because they might be worth something then. Anyway, though, what I am going to be discussing is, like I said, how often you should buy silver. And honestly, I think a lot of people do one of two things. Either A, they, try to buy silver every week, or B, they don't even have a plan set up at all, and they just kind of buy silver whenever. And both of these things are not going to be beneficial for you. Maybe you don't have to necessarily buy it consistently, like once a month or something like that, but try to figure out what you want to buy before you're going to buy it in advance and start saving up for it. And once you save up enough money for it, then buy it. Or, and here's the other thing you should do, is maybe set up a schedule where you buy a certain amount each month. Spend a certain amount each month on silver. I'd say once a month is about a good rate, honestly. Unless you see a really good deal pop up, then you want to put a lot of currency into that. But I feel like after a month's time, you are going to have, since you're going to have a little bit over 4 times more buying power than after a week, I feel like that the more buying power you have, the better off you're going to be when it comes to silver because, if you're investing, like I said, like every week, right? And let's say, I'm trying to think of, let's say you're working at a job and, because obviously you're not going to be able to put your whole paycheck into silver. But let's say after you get all your, bills paid off and everything like that, the amount of disposable income you have that you can put into silver at the end of each month is $100, right? Or I'm sorry, at the end of each week. So you're doing pretty well. You're saving up pretty well, and so you decide, yeah, I'm going to buy every week. I'm making $100 a week that I can spend on silver. Might as well spend it then. And that might seem like all fine and dandy for a little while, but the thing is that there's plenty of things that are going to cost over $100. What if you wanted to pick up a kilo of silver? Well, you never could because you're buying every week. Most you could ever pick up is a 5-ounce bar of silver a week. That's just not something that I would personally want to do. What I would probably do is, I would buy, once a month at that rate. Either A, I would buy once a month and, purchase, different things like maybe let's say 4 5-ounce bars 1 month. Next month, buy a 10-ounce bar and 2 5-ounce bars. Next time, buy a 20-ounce bar. Buy different sizes, right? And then, also, what I would do is I would try to use that buying power to, get a really good deal on the Constitutional. I might save up for 2 months, right? Or only spend, let's say, $200 that month instead of $400, and end up having, $400, or yeah, $400. You're making next month plus you have the 200 from last month, so you take that whole 600 there that you got, and then you use that to try to get a really good deal on junk silver, because let's say somebody's selling rolls of nickels, right, and they're selling them for like 30 bucks a piece. That's really cheap for right now. I think even now it's a little bit low, even with how bad prices have been, but let's just say 30 bucks a roll, right, and let's say that's a little bit over melt value. Well, let's say you want to pick them up for 25 bucks a roll, but you have, that $600 saved up. And so let's say they have a decent amount of rolls, right? And let's say they have like 30 rolls or something like that, and you offer them $600 for 24 rolls. Well, chances are, especially if they are smaller and more independent seller, and that's not someone really big like ATMEX, obviously. And a smaller seller most likely won't have this much silver, but let's say they are a smaller person and they just want to get rid of it. Chances are they will accept it, and you'll get the stuff for under melt, which is good for you and good for them too, because they think, oh well, I'm getting rid of it at least, right? So it's good for everybody. Everybody's happy in the end. So honestly, at the end of the day, how often you should buy silver? I'd recommend once a month, because I feel like that anything less than that, and you're just gonna not be able to save enough money unless you're someone who's super wealthy. Which in that case, you probably don't need my advice anyway, because you're already doing really well for yourself. So don't even know why you're here. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope you found it useful. Yeah, I'm really happy to say that I have 30 ounces officially now to show. In my thing, I have 30 ounces of bullion and 20 generic to constitutional, and I do like the size difference between these two right here. This generic round's a little bit wider. This one's really, I like the way that how bulky these constitutional rounds are, how thick they are compared to these. That's just something that I personally like about them. Anyway, though, that is it for this one now, really. Hope you did enjoy. Peace, love, and much respect.